So what hospitality advice can you give?
I think that that's what hosts need to understand, that their guests come first. But secondly, like I already said, like for me, end all be all is comfort. So I will make sure that all my guests are comfortable. The host is actually their responsibility to make sure that all those things are in order.
What's up everyone, it's your girl Miss Tiff Dance here, back with another video. So today I am doing a video on hosting habits to have for people with dietary restrictions, whether it be vegan, allergies, or whatever it is. Okay. So how do you want your guests to feel when they come to one of your events? If they local, if they're out of town?
I want them to feel welcome. I want them to feel like they're in the presence of luxury.
At most, I want them to feel comfortable.
Feel welcome, loved, feel taken care of.
Anything I give is going to be luxury. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive.
How to treat people who are different from you. Ask yourself, how do I want my guests to feel at the end of my event, the visit, when everything is over? Do you want them to feel good? Do you want them to feel like they don't ever want to come back? Do you want them to feel like they had an amazing time and they want to come back? Like, how do you want them to feel? Because that would set the tone for what you need to do as far as planning and preparation. The number 2 thing that you want to do if you have guests with dietary restrictions such as vegan or allergies, gluten-free, whatever, is have more than just fruit and salad. Yes. I get sick of going to events and all they have is, oh, she's vegan. Well, we got salad over there and we got fruit over there. Do your research. There's other stuff that you can have that is not expensive, that will not break your bank, that will make someone feel special, that is actually tastes good. But in fact, a lot of things that you have can be considered vegan. Beyond burgers, pizza without the cheese, to a tomato pie. You can have Vegky, which is one of my favorite vegan snacks. They're mushrooms, but they taste like meat. You kind of get the feeling of beef in them. They're so delicious. Every time I go to the vegan fairs, I always get them because I always see the vendor. He is so cool and I love them. Another thing that you will need to consider when you're having or hosting an event or guests that have dietary restrictions such as vegan or allergies or gluten-free is to make sure that you ask them one question. What kind of food do you like? Or what kind of food do you eat? This question will not only get them something that you're sure that they would like, but it'll also save time, energy, and stress out of you trying to the guesswork out of the project. Ask.
You know, people have different preferences and you need to be prepared for that, especially when you know people are coming from out of town. You typically know, you know, what their preferences are.
If I know this person is coming to visit me specifically, then I would want to have what they like to eat at the house. Yeah, I want to be able to accommodate that. So I would have a combination of everything.
Hospitality advice can you give to those hosts?
I would say, one thing I always do is I don't only have what I eat. That's first.
Okay.
First and foremost, if you're inviting people to your home or to an event, you should always take into consideration that they eat differently than you. Have something, if you know that I have a certain dietary restriction, and only have something that you eat.
A recent experience when I flew out of town, and they only had a slab of ribs and some sausage. No sides, no nothing. Nothing.
Not the back block.
The back block, yes.
No, I would not have already. No, that's not okay.
Number 4, if you're hosting a party, ask your caterer to have 1 to 2 vegan dishes at least. Easy vegan dishes, meatballs or pasta, some finger foods or something that they can have.
So you should have maybe 1 beef item, 1 pork item, a seafood item, and then vegetable items for those people that don't eat any meat at all.
Okay.
Always. Those are the things that I keep in mind. Like fruit, maybe like, you know, like always have like maybe a fruit
Everybody eats fruit, right?
A fruit tray or something like that. So if somebody comes always to your event, they're expecting at least to be able to get something to eat. They're drinking and things like that. They don't have a meal.
Thank you.
That's really hospitality for real.
So it's very common these days to eat vegan. A lot of places, restaurants are starting to get more vegan friendly. The trend is here. You'll see a lot of vegan options when you go places. Have 1 to 2 things. Ask your caterer. Take the time to talk with them. Sometimes caterers will even ask you, like, hey, do you want a vegan option? Say yes, because you never know who might newly be vegan, who might be working on a diet, or who, you know, would be interested in trying a vegan dish that you might have at your party and might convert them to becoming vegan. You just never know. Number 5, don't say ever and insult anyone. Well, I don't eat vegan, so I don't know what y'all eat, or I don't know anything about that. Find out, like learn, get with it. That to me, and to any other person who has a dietary restriction, is my host is going to be lazy, my host is going to not care about me, my host is not going to make me feel like they care. That's not how you want your guests to feel. You want your guests to feel like you invited them to come enjoy themselves, so invite them to come enjoy something that they can also eat like everyone else. No one, and I included, have been that girl, as you saw in my video, who everybody's sitting around eating something and I'm just looking like, what can I do about this? No one wants to be that person. Have some Beyond burgers, even some veggie burgers, some black bean burgers. A lot of these different burgers taste really, really good. They taste like meat, or they taste like a good meat substitute. You don't want to be rude and offend your guests by the things that you may say. So watch what you say. It's a judgment-free zone. Don't judge your guests because of their choices and their dietary restrictions. Their choices are none of your business. There's no judgment to be passed. So make sure you are very mindful and very kind and considerate when it comes to people's restrictions of their diet, because you are the host. You have a responsibility to do so. Number 6, as a good host, it is your responsibility to ask if someone is coming into the comforts of your home if you have any dietary restrictions. It doesn't hurt. It's kind, considerate, hospitable, and courteous.
So you throw nice events, and if you have guests with known allergy restrictions, or like,
well, I got allergies, so I'm
vegan. How would you?
That, and I'm also sensitive to that because I have a shellfish allergy and a couple other things. And before I even hire a chef, I let him know that he needs to have different options for people that don't eat meat, maybe, or those that do have allergies. He asked those questions before he even.
And you even had seafood here too, even knowing you had an allergy too.
What seafood? Oh, I had.
You had fish.
Yeah, I'm allergic to shellfish.
Okay. Guests with dietary restrictions, and maybe allergies, vegan diets, maybe would you want them to just suck it up and eat some hamburgers because that's what you eat, or seafoods if they have allergies? Just tell them to take an EpiPen, and you know, if something happens, or how would you have something that they can eat, like at least one thing, or ask them what they eat or something? Like, what would you do?
Right. So ask if they have any dietary restrictions, whether it be gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, no dairy, lactose intolerant, whatever. You know, don't invite people to your home if you don't want them to feel welcome. That's what you shouldn't do. You might as well make sure that every guest on your list, if they're on your list, don't blacklist them. Make sure that they're not outcasted. Make sure that they are a guest and they're all guests of honor, and honor what their dietary restrictions would be by asking them. And if you're hosting an event, it doesn't cost much. Some vegan things can be $20, $25 to get something to make your guests feel welcome, even if you have to make a dish yourself and your caterer doesn't do it.
So of course there's things to be mindful of, you know, just eating restrictions, diet restrictions, religious restrictions. There's so many different things that you need to do.
Just to add on to this, she literally knew that I was gonna come just yesterday. She asked me yesterday, came yesterday, went out and bought me vegan cupcakes just because she knew I was coming. I didn't come out of town, I was local. And she went out and bought me vegan cupcakes to try to make me feel comfortable. Have food that I can take the dairy off of, like pizza, take the cheese off of, to make it vegan. There's ways to do it. So thank you for your advice on how to treat guests, because that touched my heart. It took maybe $5, $6 to make somebody feel welcome. And that's exactly what she did to me. And I thank her 1,000 times. And I live 30 minutes away from her. I didn't fly out of town for this. These are some of the things that I wish people knew when I came to visit, or took the time to care and understand, that would make my stays more welcome, or other people that I know. So You being a hostess with a mostess, I know you can do it. I know you can pull through. I know you can do what it takes to make these guests feel like, wow, I'm included. This person may not have gotten it over here. That person may not have gotten it, but my host, you Cindy, Lou, Melvin, Ernest, whatever your name is, you got me. You had me something to eat, and I'll remember that. It was a famous quote by Maya Angelou. People may forget what you said, people may have forgotten what you've done, but they never forget how you make them feel. All right, Miss Maya Angelou said that. Hopefully I didn't get the quote wrong, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing to this channel, Miss Tiff Dance. Make sure you check out the product links below. You will not be disappointed. Happy hosting, and I'll catch you next video. Bye.